What's up, everybody? Welcome back to One More Guitar. I hope you guys are having a good year. Mine's been a little bit rocky, but it feels good to be back in this room doing what I love to do, playing some guitar and making some videos for you guys. So please remember to take a second to hit the like button if you like the video and hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. So while I was out, I started jonesing for a guitar a little bit, if you can imagine that. I went to a guitar store, started looking around at the typical stuff, moseyed down to the used section, couldn't really find anything I wanted. But as I was walking out, something caught my eye and I just had to pick it up and play it. I played it for about 45 minutes and I was really impressed with the features that were on this thing. So what I have today is an Ibanez Artcore AGS83B. This is a 2006 model guitar and it just has some really awesome features on it that you rarely see on affordable guitars these days. So I thought we'd go through this and check it out. Let's get going. So when I went to pay for the guitar, the guy started ringing me up and he was looking at the computer and he said, "I think this comes with the case." So I was thinking he meant a soft case. And he walks out of the back with this Ibanez hard case here and I couldn't believe it. Check this thing out. I have to admit, I grinned when I opened it up and saw this blue interior. I was stoked. And I guess I'd just forgotten about the days where you could buy affordable guitars and they actually came with a nice case. 2006 doesn't seem that long ago, but I guess it is. To be honest, I'm not really sure exactly how much this guitar cost when it came out. I've seen them online anywhere from $350 to $700 on Reverb, but most of the time they're around the $400 price point, and that's what I paid for mine. So I'm guessing that when these came out, they were around that price point. I wouldn't expect them to be more than $500. Let's take a quick look over the guitar. First thing you'll notice is this flame maple top that it has. Now this is a veneer, but I think this particular one looks fantastic. I've seen a lot of examples online, and I don't think that if I had seen any of those in the store, they would have stood out to me like this one did. You can see it on the sides. You see the binding along the sides too. And I think this guitar just looks great. See, it's got the speed knobs here and a typical three-way switch. Another cool thing I found about this guitar is how large these F-holes are. Those are like jumbo F-holes on this thing. So I thought that was pretty cool. Another thing that I loved about this guitar in particular is the fact that whoever had this before me obviously played it. This hardware is aged significantly. It's been sweated on, it's been played, and it just gives the guitar a little bit of character. People pay money to have aged hardware these days, and you know, if you just play the thing, it'll happen naturally. Another thing that I love about this guitar is that it has the smoked chrome hardware. You can see the pickup covers there. Have that black tint to them. Another reason I was drawn to this guitar is because it was a single cut. You don't see single cut semi-hollows that often, and you know, I'm a Les Paul fan, and so this guitar kind of gave me that vibe while being something different at the same time. And another thing that kind of gave me the Les Paul vibe was this pick guard on it. This model was made from 2006 to 2010, and in 2008 they removed the pick guard. So I was happy to get one that had it. I think it looks a little better with it, even though the veneer on the pick guard looks a little cheesy. Another thing that really drew me to this guitar is the fact that it still had a rosewood fretboard. You know, for the last several years, most affordable guitars have been coming out with Laurel or Palfaro or some other alternative to rosewood. And it was good to see an affordable guitar that still actually had rosewood for the fretboard. Then I saw these inlays. Abalone inlays, again, on a very affordable guitar. I just thought it was cool, and they look really good. This guitar comes with a plastic nut, and you can see it has Grover style tuners, but these are actually Ibanez branded tuners. They just have the Grover look to them. And then the headstock has mother of pearl inlays for the brand name and the logo here. Not sure what this lightning bolt and circle represent. I've never seen that before. Maybe that's the Artcore series logo? Not sure. Something else that caught my eye when I was first playing this was the side profile view of the headstock. I love how it's dark towards the nut and then goes to a lighter fade and like a honey brown towards the top of the headstock. Alright, we'll go over the back real quick. You can take another look at this veneer. You may like it, you may not like it. I think I read one review where someone said that they loved the guitar but thought it looked like cabinets from a 1970s mobile home. So I can see where maybe you don't like this, but something about it stood out to me and I liked it. You can see the black binding on the back, and you can see the smoked chrome hardware here. And you can tell that the strap buttons have also been aged a little bit. Alright, now check out this neck. This is one of the coolest things. This is what got me. 3-piece neck, mahogany, maple, mahogany. Again, these features at this price point just blowing my mind. Oh, also, you can see that the fretboard has black binding along the edge too. I forgot to mention that earlier. And the guitar has a volute. And again, I love the fade into the headstock. Smoked chrome tuners. It's just a cool little guitar. You can take a closer look at the side profile of the neck here, and you can see that binding I was talking about earlier. It's not a super chunky neck. It is kind of wide, but it's also a little thin, and I think that's kind of typical for Ibanez type necks. Let's see kind of how it fits in my hand. Wide neck, not very thick. It's not super thin either though. It's thicker than one of those, you know, really thin wizard necks. Alright, let's check out the weight. Looks like we've got 8 pounds and 6.9 ounces. And I will say she's a little chunky, but it's not too bad. I've noticed it sliding off my leg a couple of times when I was playing sitting down, but most of the time it's not a problem at all. We'll take a look at the pickup resistance. Looks like we've got a hot bridge here with 15.69. More of what I expected at the neck, 8.55. And in the middle, we've got 5.53. All right, now I'm going to play through the individual pickup positions. We'll do this clean and dirty so you can hear what the pickups sound like. So to finish up the story about buying this guitar, when I went back to get it, it wasn't in the spot where I had found it the day before, and I started to panic a little bit. And I went and asked the employee, I said, look man, y'all had a used guitar here yesterday. It was a brown Ibanez. You know, I didn't know a lot about it at that point. I just know I enjoyed playing it. And I said, do you still have it? He said, was it single cut? And I said, yes. And he walked and he got it from the very back corner of the store and he brought it over to me. He said, man, we played this thing all night last night and every one of us fell in love with it. He said, it's on a 2-week hold because it's used, but as soon as the hold goes off, one of us is going to buy this if nobody else does. And I said, well, I'm buying it today, so I'm sorry, man. So he was fine with that. And I took it up there and, you know, I told you the story about the case and all that. So it was really cool. So let me tell you my final thoughts of this guitar. I really like it a lot. I love the way the veneer looks, especially on this model in particular. I think it looks really good. Really dig the speed knobs. I think the pickups sound good. Love the rosewood fretboard, and I love the inlays, and the tuners are nice. So I really don't have a lot to complain about with this guitar. These pickups, they really seem to push the front end of my amp. I need to mess around with my amp some and see what that's all about. But I noticed when I was playing, even on the neck pickup, you know, kind of soft, it was pushing the amp a little more than I was expecting. So I play around with that some. Not really a big deal. I like the way the guitar sounds. I just noticed that when I was playing. So that's pretty much all I got for today. I really appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me and checking out the video. Like I said, I hope y'all have had a great year. Got a lot more content coming up, so please stick around. And until next time, take it easy and keep playing.